Hi, I am Julie and Stitches 16 here on YouTube, Flosstube, and on Instagram. It has been a minute again. I am so happy to be here today. I'm hoping that this brings everybody a little joy and that it brings me a little joy. It has been a year already. Right? Nothing better than trying to spend some time with community and friends to help all of us find some solace in the chaos. So I am going to do my WIP parade today, my Flosstube anniversary of 2 years. Seems unreal. Was the beginning of January 2nd, I believe. But I also had a birthday in January. I turned 50 years old. I took some time away in the beginning of the month to spend some time in Mexico with my wonderful, loving cousin and a good friend of ours, and that was awesome and amazing. I got to commune with iguanas and monkeys and other Mexican wildlife, and birds. And if any of you, if you know me, if you've been here before, you know that brought my heart a ton of joy. Other than that, I've just been, trying to get through each day like the rest of us. And the empath in me has struggled. I will not lie. I know there are many of us that have strong feelings. So I'm hoping for the next hour or 2 or 3, I can help you all escape what is happening in the world around us and maybe just enable you and help you find a little bit of happiness. Okay, and that's Lucy. They're always here. I don't know if you can see Ringo. Ringo, are you down there? Oh, maybe not. And there's Ringo. Oh, half of Ringo. Yep, there he is. And they are my shadows. They are with me all day, every day, wherever I go. Okay. All right. So, WIP parade. Ooh. In 2024, I'm not a stitch counter or a digital user. I'm dabbling in it. But so the stats that I have are how many finishes I had in 2024, how many WIPs I'm bringing over, and how many I have started already in 2025. So in 2024, I had 32 finishes, which took me a little bit by surprise when I counted that up, but apparently I did, because I don't think I lied to myself or my book. So I don't think I would lie to myself. Some of them were small. I know that I stitched tiny stitching to make needle minders for some friends, and also for myself and other tiny projects. So I think that counts. That's a finish. A finish is a finish, no matter how small. I brought over 67 WIPs from all of time. And I've started 6 new things so far this year. I did retire some projects. They are resting peacefully, waiting to be a finish all together. They will not be alone. So hopefully maybe at some point this year you will see that vision come to life of what I'm going to do with those partially finished retired projects that I still love, but just couldn't. Oh, well, it's not a thumbs down, but I just didn't have any feelings for anymore. It's not them, it's me. It's not them, it's me. Okay, so we're gonna dive in because this will probably take a minute. So get a drink. Hydrate. Oh, my special guest. No, that one's not first though.
I want it to be first.
Oh, well, Jarek, say hello. My helper from last year is making a special appearance. He's decided not to assist his mother this year. Oh, you will? Do you have 2 hours? Okay, well, I'm going to have to cut some of this out.
Yeah, maybe
so
not
say
2
hello.
hours.
Okay. Bye, Jarek. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for all the help. Now put that back in the back, please. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with my oldest WIP. These are in chronological order. This might be a little bit of chaos because of course it will. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I am a little chaotic, but that's okay. Stick with me if you can and enjoy the show. This WIP is from 1991. One of my beloved teenage year WIPs. When I started cross-stitching, really started cross-stitching, I was in high school. My friend, I know that I cross-stitched and dabbled in cross-stitch prior to that. However, my friend Melissa and I would always sit with our friend Wendy in Commons or study hall in high school, and she cross-stitched, and we got enabled by her to start. And there were a lot of precious moment stitches. And of course the cheetah, which is in the book Endangered Young'uns by Gloria and Pat. And here on 14 count, Ivory Ada from Montgomery Ward's or Kmart maybe at the time, are my cheetahs. I did work on this last year a little bit, and I have worked on this already this year. My goal for this year was to try to work on my 10 oldest WIPs as much as I could. We'll see. I am stitching what I want when I want for the unforeseeable future, because I just right now need to do whatever brings my heart some joy and comfort. And I hope that you are doing the same. If you have goals and that's what you want to do, please, if that's what brings you joy, and if you just want to do what you want when you want, then do that. Because we all need to just feel comfort when we can right now. Okay, number 2 from 2022. So we jumped from 1991 to 2022. I did have WIPs in between there that I have no idea where they're at. I know there were things I did not finish. Some of them I do have still, but I don't think that I'll probably work on them. But I do want to finish the Endangered Young'uns. Okay, 2022, January of 2022. And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. This is my hashtag Motif a week project that I started last year, and I'm carrying forward to this year. And I have so many wonderful friends that have joined me and new people that have joined, and please keep tagging me in your progress. You do not have to be working on And a Forest Grew. You can use that hashtag for any project that you're doing a motif a week on. And truth be told, I told Amity this from the Hathaway Stitchers. Sometimes I'm not doing a motif a week. I might, right? I might do 3 motifs in 1 week and count it for 3 weeks, because but last year I did have 52 motifs done or more. Okay, let me show you the project. So this is on 46 count antique white linen by Swaggart. I would be okay if they screen grab that. I doubt if they will. But look at all those motifs. And I started towards the end of last year, every time, because I got to the big centerpiece, every time I did a motif, I would put in some of the outline of that centerpiece. I am going to change the quote. I am not quite sure yet what that will be. I'm still investigating what I want it to be, so I'll do that last, because I'll have to record it. And there are 628 colors. No, I'm kidding. There's every green in the DMC, and blues and reds and yellows and browns. So it is quite the floss monster when you do that project. Okay. February of 22. Yellow Submarine, Blackbird Designs, Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe, and I started hashtag Beatles fan sale. Oh my gosh. What's our sale name? Why don't I have it written in my book? I need to start doing that. I need to start just writing. And then Sarah from Sarah Stitchy Spot and Peg, who is on Instagram, are also doing a sale for these BBD Magical Mystery Tour sale. I remember that sale, and I don't remember. Fab 4 fan sale. Fab 4 fan sale. Fab 4 fan sale. I got it. See, just got to give my brain a minute to catch up with my mouth. My mouth a minute to catch up with my brain. So here's where I'm at. This is being done on a 14 count or 16. I think 14 count Ada, and I cannot remember the name. It is very, very loosey-goosey. It is that, and it's 2 strands over 1, which I do not practice 2-strand over 1 stitching anymore. I don't practice that kind of witchcraft. So it's hard for me to pull this out. I am, as you can see, I'm charting in words. So that says sky of blue. Down here it will say sea of green. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the borders or if I'm going to pull that out and just have sky of blue, sea of green. But I'm very, very close to a finish, and I'm just going to say it right now. I'm going to finish this year. Stephanie, Sarah, I'm going to finish this year. It's going to get done. It's going to get done. Okay, also 2/21/22. This is a peace sign being stitched. It has no designer name. I got this off of Etsy. Weirdly, there is no, it's just the pattern. But I know that I bought it on Etsy. Crazy. Every time I show this, I'm like, I can't tell you who it's by. So take a screenshot. See if you can find it on Etsy if you enjoy it. I am doing this monochrome with this lovely colorway by Live and Die. Nope. Dying for Cross Stitch. This is called Bookworm. And I am stitching it on a DMC bag that has the Ada already sewn in. So this is also 14 count Ada. And I also worked on this, I believe on New Year's Day. I might have pulled it out. So I did work on it already this year. I can call it good. I was going to retire this one, but then what? Pull all that out? Like, what else do I do with this? So I will crack away with it at this. It is monochrome. It would be, again, 2 threads. It would be a great car stitch. Well, if I'm going on a long drive, I usually knit or crochet. It's just easier for me in the car, but it would be great retreat, like retreat or zoom stitching. I should really pull this out. If I do, I should take it to retreats or when I'm on Zoom calls with friends. Peace sign bags. That's what I call that one because it doesn't have a name or a designer. For April of 2022. Wow. January, February, April. Like, such few starts in 2022. I finished a bunch of stuff from 2022. This is a pattern from the book Cross Stitch for the Earth by Emma Congdon. Love this book. Would love to stitch everything in this book. I thought I had this page bookmarked. I do, but on the pattern. So I am stitching Be Kind to All That Live. Truer now than ever. Please and thank you. I am stitching this on Fortnite fabrics. They no longer dye. 18 count. fabric, and this is my own conversion to sulkies. This is my own sulky conversion, these threads, and I love this. I think it's going to look great. Here are my sulkies. So I have not worked on this at all yet this year. In fact, I think I only worked on it once last year, so it needs some love. It needs me to be kind to it. We're going to see how big this pile gets before there's a catastrophe. And then I have to pause. That's okay. I think Jared's going to be leaving at some point, so... Oh, next is Flowers in the Window, which was my first foray into teeny tiny stitching. Thank you to Kaylee Cross Stitch, who sent me a tiny stitching kit with 56 count even weave, which is not made anymore, much to my chagrin. And this is over 1. Please focus. Please focus. Over 1. Using, this is using a Almond M&M's silk in the colorway Rosé. Beautiful. And this, oh, the pattern. I'm going backwards. This is a free pattern, so you're going to see a little bit of it, and that's okay. From Stone Street Stitchworks, it's called Flowers in the Window. I need to finish that too. I mean, 3 years later. Come on. 3 years later. 56 count over 1. I need really good light. Today would be a great day. And my magnet clips on my glasses, which I use for all of my stitching. So that wouldn't be any different. But I love tiny stitching. I love anything in a miniature. So I love tiny stitching. Sorry for the cardboard box sounds. Okay, next is from July of 2022. I love this pattern so much. Oh my gosh, I love it. Quaker Peace by Bygone Stitches. I have changed the colors and obviously the fabric. One thing I will say in advance also, if you're new here, I rarely use the called for. It is a extremely rare occasion that I will say I'm using the called for. Pretty much never the fabric. I can say that with confidence. And once in a while the threads. This is a Fortnite fabric in the colorway, or no, Forbidden Fiber Co. in the colorway Granite, and it is a 25 count Lugana even weave. Which way is up? This way is up. And I am using 2 colors of thread that differ obviously from what was on the pattern. I am using, what am I using? Witch by Brennan Needle, and Rain Shower by Classic Colorworks. Where is Witch? I think this was called something else a long time ago. Those are my colors. I love this. I want to get this done and put it on my wall. I have a lot of turquoise color around my house, my kitchen, my bedroom, wherever. So, yeah. This will come out at some point this year. Maybe to get some up. When I'm feeling it. When I'm feeling it. Joy. Okay. Birds from Bernhard's books again. 2022. 8/1/2022. My friend Nithya has finished this. It is gorgeous. I've seen other people finish it. Of course, people have finished it in 2022. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle. This is Birds from Bernhard's books by Modern Folk Embroidery. Jacob, we love him. And sometimes we're very mad at him for designing so many beautiful projects that are sometimes very extra large. This is on a 40 count question mark. It is a Nicholas Flamel on Etsy fabric, And he does not name sometimes his individual fabrics. They come in packs and they're like named after book series or what have you. And the floss is Live and Die LA in the colorway Nebula. Did I say that was 40 count? This is Nebula. Oh, I love this. I'm going to have enough of this to do another book from another bee from the BB from the MFE. I will not repeat this pattern, but I will find another monochrome to stitch because that is a gorgeous floss. And I do enjoy that fabric and I do enjoy that floss, and I just need to finish it. Bags. I make most of my own bags these days. I do not buy them. So I will try to do better in mentioning who the bag makers are if it's a bag that I have bought. Like this one. This is the 805 Stitcher. Look at those little hedgehogs. All right, this next one is Anzac Long Dog Sampler. Long Dog Sampler number 1. Yes, I have a few on the go. This is Anzac. Already said that. Anzac is being stitched on Antique White Bergen Linen 46 count in the colorway Eat Glass. Eat Glass. Eat Glass. Oh, I feel like I should be saying that a lot lately. From Night Stalker Calling. Love Night Stalker Calling. Floss threads. A couple different dye lots, so I'm just kind of intermixing them as I go. This is what I have done. This rascal was on timeout because somehow I got off a half a stitch and there I couldn't find it, and I'm not even going to try. I am just going to correct all the way across and go up and then go down because it's mine and I can. Forward march. Always forward, never back. Can't remember if I worked on this or not last year. Not sure. Next. The next stitch that I am stitching with my friend Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe for the Fab, #Fab4FanSale. I'll never forget that again. Is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. Stephanie actually started hers, oh my gosh, is that a couple years ago already? The summer it is. On the anniversary of when the song was released. I had already started mine, but then just joined in with her. And this is how far I am. I did work on this a few times last year. And again, it's one that needs to be finished because it really wouldn't take much time at all. I am also going to try to put words into here somewhere, but I have not quite figured that out. Probably where that gate is, there will be part of the song lyric. I'm stitching that on Nicholas Flamel again, 40 count, and I am using the Vicki Clayton silk conversion for this, which if you have not had the pleasure of working with Vicki Clayton HDF silks yet, please treat yourself to them. One time, just one time, treat yourself. You will not regret it. They are, I always joke that I'm going to keep some of them hanging up in front of me during the day, so when I get stressed or anxious, I can just pet them. They are fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, that's it for 2022. On New Year's Day of 2023, I started a temperature chart by Dr. Christy, Christy's Corner Needleworks. You can find her on Instagram, Etsy, and she also has a Flosstube. She is a wonderful, fabulous, intelligent, smart historian and teacher and person and designer. And I am doing this in commemoration of our first full year in this house. This was our new house that we bought towards the end of 2022, and I thought, hey, let's commemorate our first full year here, and I am in January, February, March, April, May, June. So June. It's okay. This would be a great motif a week for me as well. Why not do 2? It'll get done. I have an Excel sheet with all of the temperatures, I think up to like maybe August or September, and I'll just have to go into the weather history and fill in the rest. Okay, next. Peaceful Kingdom, where are you? Peaceful Kingdom is patterned by Little Robin Designs. I almost retired this one, but I took it out and I put some in during a Zoom, and really, it's just there's more stitches in this than it appears. So here I am, just part of the border. If I dive in and get the words done and then go back to the border so I don't have border boredom, I'll probably do better. This is on a 40 count even weave, Mystic Fabric Silver Mist. And the floss is a color and cotton in the colorway Aubergine, and oh, gorgeous purples. Gorgeous purples. So it stayed. It's not retired yet. We'll see what this year brings, if it comes back with me next year. Next this was my birthday start in 2023. This is Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Squirrels, which those are my dog's declaration for sure. For sure. Oh, this is kind of a wrinkly mess, but this is as far as I've gotten. I did work on this several times last year, a few days probably. I am using mostly the called for Valdanis, which I am not a fan of, and I don't know if it's the mixture of the Valdanis and this fabric. I don't know. I'm going to finish it because I started it and I'm too far to go back. But this is Picture This Plus Tyco 40 count. That is, and that's the called for fabric. So this was one time I'm using the called for fabric and floss. I did order a few more Baldanis to fill in some of the dogs in the colors of my dogs, past and present, to make it a little bit more personable to my doggies. Oh, yep. Pile number 2. I will stop between boxes and do something. Okay. The Woodpecker, February of 2023. Woodpecker. For a while, last year, the year before, I would take this out and work on it every time that I had a pileated woodpecker at the feeder. But that is like every day. This would have been the only thing that I was stitching on after I started that. I very quickly realized that this would be my only project. So then I said, well, I can't really do that. But I would have been done with it if I would have persisted, eh? This is done on Forbidden Fiber Co. Granite. I love that color. I love Forbidden Fiber Co. Granite. 40 count linen. Some called for, some fancy is what I have written down. So I used some of the called for fancy flosses, and then I chose similar colorways matched from what I had in stash, I'm sure, or what was calling to me. I also like to do that. This is not a Me Made bag. I'm not sure. But it's pretty pretty. It's pretty pretty. But I'm not sure who it is. Okay. Oh, in the library. In the library. I was informally stitching stitch along of this. And if you want to see a gorgeous finish, please go watch my dear friend Laura from Lala D Stitches. She has finished this. She did show it in a Flosstube several months ago. This is a delightful and just delicate and gorgeous pattern by Mojo Stitches. I do so love it. I do love it so. I do love it so. And I am doing this on an R&R reproduction Barb's blend, one of my favorite neutral fabrics ever. And I am using the called for Cottage Garden threads, because Cottage Garden threads are absolutely delightful. They are one of my favorite flosses to work with. I do so enjoy them. I do. I did pull this out, not very long ago. I don't know if it was this year or the end of last year, because when I see it, when I grab it, when I touch it, I want to work on it. This is a Sheba Designs bag. I do have several of her bags. She makes amazing project bags and very fun. This is cacti. Very fun fabrics. Oh, this is the one that we wish that Jarek was here for if you are returning from last year. This is, I'll flash it and then I'll censor it. This is Nuns Harvesting Phalluses by Christie's Corner Needlework again. This is one of her medieval marginalia. I believe she has 3 or 4 in this series now, and they are all based on drawings or doodles in the margins of medieval text, because those nuns and monks were naughty. Not super far. I don't think I have to censor anything. I am going to finish this. I thought about retiring it, but I just can't because I love it so much. I love history. I love historical, like this, and it's so whimsical. And I am using the called for DMC flosses that she calls for this. And this must be a bag that I got, I think, for Night Stalker's Calling in a monthly bag. I don't know if they're still doing their monthly. They were on Etsy. You could get like a monthly floss pack, like themed. And I was getting them pretty religiously for a while, pretty consistently. And then I was getting too many things pretty consistently, so I stopped. I'm not in any clubs this year. I take that back. I did prepay for just 6 months of fabric from XJU Designs, but that's it. That's the only thing. And 46 count. So I'll talk about that in my next Flosstube and what I'm doing instead. This is Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower. When did I start this? March of 23. I love all of her patterns. I really, really do. I want to stitch them all. This is as far as I got on Night Walk Down. I did recently see somebody, and I can't remember who skipped the border and just did the innards, the inside. And now I wish I would have done that. I mean, it's not ever too late to start over. If I didn't have that border to get through, I would probably be a lot farther on this. I am doing this on Fox and Rabbit flannel flower 40 count, and I did my own floss conversion. So it's, I think, a little bit of everything. I'm showing all the brands of flosses I love. And I love this needle minder. I think it's mad for minders. It was a drive-by fruiting. This bag is hideous. But it is one of my first attempts at sewing a project bag. And I mean, oh, I shouldn't even be showing you this, but I just kind of haphazarded it together when I was somewhat of a new sewist. It works. It holds the project. That's all we can ask for. Next, Sing a Sampler, also in March of 2023. Uh-oh, everything fell forward. This is a series by Silver Creek Sampler of Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. I love it, I love it, I love it. I am a huge Sound of Music fan. I'm a huge musical fan. I am doing this. Oh yeah. 46 count fiber on a whim and cream and sugar. So it's little. And I did the Roxy Flosstube conversion for this, but I'm changing up the border colors. I also like my Oompa Loompas. That was also a Mad for Minder, I believe. So I have two. So I'm done with one. Do, Re, right? Do, Re, yeah. And, oh, I said that. Roxy Flosstube floss conversion for this, which is gorgeous. Love Roxy Flosstube. Oh. I have Post-its. My floss is a mess. That is okay. And what I do when I have, they're nice enough to send you like this little list of what converts to what. So I just use the like self-laminating sheets and then did a hole punch, and I keep it right on my floss ring so it's easier and I'm not going back and forth from a piece of paper to the pattern. So just a little hint, tip, or trick for anybody that has a different floss pack for patterns. I always like to make life easier. Work smarter, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. Next, ooh, I just worked on this recently. Carolyn Manning, Pipevine Swallow Shell. I started this in May of 2023. Just another Manning Monday. Right, Sarah? My friend Sarah and I were trying to she was reminding me more than I was reminding her to work on a Carolyn Manning project on Mondays. This is my progress. I did just work on this a few weeks ago. There was a challenge with a group of friends on a Zoom, and we played a game, and it came down to one project, and then we had to roll the dice and pick how many stitches. And since I don't really count stitches, it was a number of hours, but I got a lot done. I probably did quadruple what I was supposed to. I did my own color conversion, which to mostly color in cottons, but very close to the called for DMCs for this. And every time I work, I get it closer. I got almost all the black done, and then I filled in all of this turquoise for the challenge. I love those challenges, Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fun games. Fun times with friends. Oh, I'm on the edge with this. This is my first and one and only Heaven and Earth design full coverage. This is and I know this has not been, even when I got it, it was no longer on the Heaven and Earth design website. I had to order it from a stitch shop somewhere. This is Mini Canopy Heart by Dakota Detweiler. I'm unsure if her artwork is on any of the other full coverage sites now, but I love that. It's a canopy of trees. It is only 11 or 12 DMC colors, so I thought, oh, well, that would be perfect for my first foray into full coverage. Little did I know that I was probably, I'm not sure how I feel about full coverage yet at this point. That is 28 count, 25 count gridded even weave. And here are, maybe it's because I picked a project that was so monotone. I mean, it's just all grays, whites, and blacks. Next is Birds of a Feather Are Flocking Outside. This is a pattern that was designed exclusively for our Needle Minders group, who consists of me, Julian Stitches 16, Nithya Daybreak Stitchery, Miriam, who is Marumi Designs, and Sarah, who is Mod Cross. You can find all of them here on Flosstube and also on Instagram. Miriam does have this pattern for sale now in her Etsy shop. It is gorgeous, and the 4 birds represent the 4 of us. I started this at our Needle Minders retreat 2 years ago in 2023, and that is as far as I've gotten. Yes, I know I have no margins. Margins. It reminds me of A Christmas Story. It's fine. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll figure it out when I'm done. So really, I need to pull that out and work on that when we are Zooming. We try to get together at least once a month, if not more lately, to provide each other comfort in these crazy, trying times. I am using a whole variety of flosses, some of which were gifted to us by Nithya at our retreat, and some of which are called for. Just kind of doing my own thing. And hoping that I remember what I'm doing when I pick it back up. The next project lives in the same bag. This is a pattern gifted to me by Sarah from Modcross. Hi, Sarah. Thank you. This is Hummingbird Sampler. They all know my love of birds. By Heart and Hand. Sorry. And why this isn't done, I don't know, because I started it like the day after Birds of a Feather, I think, when I got home. It should be done. What is the fabric and floss on that? Nope. That is number 12 Stitch Co. 40 count in the colorway Sea Mist, and the floss is Dinky Dyes in the colorway Pine. Tone on tone action. Tone on tone action, and I love it. Here's the Pine. Dinky Dyes are a pleasure, a joy and a pleasure to work with. It'll get done. Next is Fine Estate, Alexandra Adelaide. Oh, whenever, like, I've seen models and they just blow me away. They're so gorgeous. And they look very doable, right? There are a lot of stitches in these patterns. They are deceivingly large patterns, which is okay, but I need to really try to gravitate towards some smaller things so that I can feel like I'm getting something done. This is fabric that I dyed. This is a 22 count Hardanger that I dyed. And I am using the called for flosses. And it is gorgeous, and it will be gorgeous. I don't think that the camera is doing this as much justice, because those colors in that weed are really popping off this fabric. Better? Oh, that's a little better. So when it is completed, it is going to be fantastic. Next is, oh geez, no. Have the Lamb Stop Screaming. This is a Witchy Stitcher pattern that I believe I started when we were doing Start purchases and starts for the Witchy Stitcher when she was suffering, or when she was diagnosed with the health condition. Nope, that's the wrong one. This is the next one I'm going to do. It rubs the lotion. This is the Lame Stop Screaming. I keep patterns in bags that are like companion patterns so that when I'm done with one, I'll queue up the next. Thank you, Nithya. I'll Clarice have the Lamb Stop Screaming. The problem I have with this one is what is this fabric? Oh, well, I don't have the card. I have lost the card. I've lost my project card. What is this? This is, it's the called for Halloween Quakers. Shoot. Anyways, it's a picture this plus. It's 46 count or 40 count. And it's kind of crunchy and it's shredding my threads. I am using the called for DMC. I also have my Buffalo Bills needle minder. Buffalo Bill, not the Bills, the football team. So that's why I think I don't drag this out as much as I should, because I am not enjoying the fabric. But again, I feel like I've gotten too far now to go back, and I am the forward. I always tell you guys forward. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The next time I take it out, I'll make a decision about that, because I am also at the point in my life where if I don't enjoy it, I'm not doing it. I turned 50 and I was like, F it. You don't like it, don't do it. And I think we should all just live like that. Peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. September 1st of 2023, I decided to embark upon this beauty but big awesome project. Big ass project. Holy shmoly, it's a big one. However, work smarter, not harder. I decided to get fabric of the background color so that I will not be doing all of that fill-in. So I am only stitching the motifs. I am using, again, the delightful silks from Vicki Clayton. She has a conversion for this. HDF silks. And they are gorgeous. They are gorgeous and they are so nice to work with. This fabric I got from Nicholas Flamel on Etsy. I special requested him to dye a larger, a half yard or whatever, so I'd have enough for this project. And I like my squirrel. That was mad for minders as well. Okay, next is September of 2023. This is an Owl Forest embroidery pattern. And did I cut out the box top so you can see the picture? Because I got the kit, however I am not using the kit. So there was a box that had the picture of the pattern. I don't. So I will find a picture of the pattern and I will put it here. This pattern is called Enchanted Forest. I am using a 40 count linen from Bestitch Me in the colorway Hot Cocoa. And I do believe, and then I am using the Owl Forest threads. I got the whole kit and caboodle for this one. This will become my hashtag motif a week if I ever finish And a Forest Grew. Actually, I should be done with that this year. So then this one, I have decided, will be next year's, hopefully. Because these motifs, the motifs on this pattern are small enough to be realistically accomplishable. I can't accomplish them realistically each week. So Enchanted Forest. Next is Got the Morbs, Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob. Again, I have more than one pattern here because I'm going to use the same fabric and floss for another pattern when I'm done with this. Got the Morbs, Jacob, Modern Folk Embroidery. I am stitching this on a Roxy Flosco fabric in the colorway Modeled Citizen. It's 46 count. Sorry, it is obnoxiously wrinkly. And my floss is the Raven. The other pattern that I have in here to start on that same fabric with the same floss as a companion piece when I'm done with Got the Morbs is the Cranky Owl. But every time I dig into this bag and I see this, I want to start this. So I already have the piece of fabric in here, and I obviously already have the floss, so, you know, I might just do that. It might just happen. This is in a bag. I think I had gotten a Black Needle Society box once upon a time with flamingos. And that's just, I mean, it's cute, but why do I have those patterns in here? Because I don't like to be normal. Okay, then I have 3 Artsy Housewife patterns. We did, Nithya, Miriam, Sarah, and I did it's a start along, Sal, start along, keyword start, not stitch, the Artsy Fartsy Sal, and I couldn't decide on one, so I am doing 2, but 3, because I would say this is 2 patterns. Frolicsome and Mirthful, being stitched on 40 count Mystic Fabrics in the colorway Illusion, and if she wanted to dye me an entire yard of this, I would take it because I love it so much. What floss am I using? I am using a Gloriana Ultra Violet. It is gorgeous. Oh no, wait, is that the middle? Yeah, 2 flosses, right? Yeah, Livid ILA. Oh, I think I just had that in there for the letters. Livid ILA in the colorway Regal. And then I think I was going to do the letters in Ultraviolet. That was my plan. I just can't remember because I haven't worked on it in so long. Then the next project that is in this bag is Una Owl. I pulled this out last year and worked on it for Elizabeth from Savory Sewing's birthday. This, oh, Una, what are you on, Una? Una Owl is on Bestitch Me in the colorway Cold Foam. This is a 46 count, so 1/2. And I did my own floss conversion of flosses that were close to the called for. That is not a thumbs down. Una is a very big thumbs up. I really gotta figure out how to turn that off. I thought I did. And this is in a Jasmine custom bag. One of the only ones I just received. I'm so spoiled. We'll get to that. My next Flosstube is going to be a lot of stitchy kindness, and I promise that I will share it all with you. But today is going to get really long, so I love and appreciate every single one of you. Okay, last one in this box, and then we're going to pause for a minute. This is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. You know it, you love it. So many of us have embarked upon the journey of Halloween Quaker. Halloween Quaker. I am doing Halloween Quaker on a Barefoot Needle Art in the colorway Pebble Beach, 40 count. It is it's beautiful, mottled gray, purple, Halloween sky, spooky sky vibe fabric. And some of the called for, some choose my own adventure, flosses. And that's it. I have a witch and part of a moon. From, was this my Halloween start? 10/21 of 23. So right before Halloween. That's okay. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Rearrange and you won't even miss me, but I'll be right back. Okay, next. Still in 2023. November of 2023. Weaver's Birds. This is a free pattern from a website that I am unsure if you can still get. Oh boy, what is the name? Why didn't I have it written down somewhere? I know I've mentioned it in several other Flosstubes quite a few times. Nithya is also doing a pattern from them. Let me see if I put it on a card. Oh, good, a blank card. I need those. Magical Quilts. Magicalquilts.com, something along that line, along those lines. So Weaver's Birds, these are all free. This is a stitch along from 2018 or 19. And I cannot remember who was doing a pattern from them where I got this idea and went there. Oh, D? Is he? D? Did you? D's 20 stitches? Might have. This is on a Be Stitch Me, I don't know, it was a Friday night fight night win. And it is in Flower Silk by Stitchy Box in the colorway Jasmine. And I am a fan of white on dark. I really, really am. I do so enjoy it. 20 count. Did I say 20 count? Next is... Oh, and I made this bag. This is Labyrinth. Child of the 80s here. Love my 80s movies. Oh, Miriam. Miriam and her bountiful borders. This is from Yelda de Naruz by Marumi Designs, my friend Miriam. Oh, please don't. I have an idea for this as I was going through. This is as far as I've gotten. She did this as a stitch along, and I think there were bi-weekly releases, if I remember correctly. I'm not even done with the first band. But what I think I am going to do is finish this band, possibly start another, but make those into bookmarks, because I've been reading prolifically lately, or trying to read a lot more. In fact, my second e-reader is on order, thanks to my friend Jamie. You know who you are. Trying to get away from the Kindle in the Amazon world, so I ordered a Kobo. This is Disgruntled Pelican by Night Stalker's Calling. So I think these will make fabulous bookmarks, if I do say so myself. Oh, and Be Stitch Me 20 Count Ada in the colorway Ledger. And an RBG bag by I don't know who, but I did not make this. I bought this from somebody. Women's rights. Next is a pattern that my family got me for Halloween. They did not get this for me for Halloween. They got this for me for Christmas with a hint, and I actually picked it out and bought it. And then they wrapped it up and gave it to me. This is Jack and Diane. It's a kit by Brie Marin. Or it's my cross stitch kit, and the artwork is Brie Marin. And it's two donkeys. It's Casey and Jarek. My kids. Because they're jackasses. So I think the reason I have not picked this up is I wanted it to be smaller. I wanted it to be more delicate. And I picked a 46 count fabric. Sorry about the hanging threads and the wrinkles. That is all that I got accomplished. This is 46 count cold foam by Stitch Me. And I think it's just too small. I think that I need to maybe go to 40 count, but all the called for flosses. And I haven't used that much yet where I wouldn't be worried. And plus this is enough floss for over 2 or maybe even 16 count Ada. So I'm not worried about that. I think this will be a restart at some point this year. I have already decided that is what's going to happen. And this is a Kaylee tent stitch bag. Kaylee, oh, please go support our Canadian friends. That's what I'm going to say about that. Oh, Canada. Kaylee's in Canada. Kaylee Tent Stitch. She makes just amazing bags. She dyes beautiful fabric. Beautiful fabric. And she has some really fun and unique pattern designs on her website. So please, please go support her and check her out. Next is Hedgerow. This is a Plum Street sampler pattern. I have all of these stacks. I'm a sucker. I love them. This is Hedgerow. This is my first stack. And I decided that I wanted them to be teeny tiny because I like everything in miniature. So this is 56 count fabric. I am using DMC. However, it is a little bulky. It's working out okay. It's working out okay. If moving on, I would probably, or I think I'm using the called for and some choose my own adventure is what I have written down. I would maybe use Tudor Silks or 103s. So since I am in no clubs this year, I'm kind of making my own club. Like every other month, I'm buying 4 or 5 skeins of Tudor Silk or 103s so that I have the collection of both of those to do conversions for 56 count fabric. I'm making my own club because I couldn't find a club that would auto ship either of those flosses automatically every month. Where are we? Greenhouse of Oddities. Lola Crow. This is the picture. I don't have the final because I haven't, they're in my email. All the releases. I haven't printed all of them out because I haven't gotten that far. I am doing this on, sorry, 18 count. Stitch Me. It must have been a Fright Night win. Friday, had to waste it, Aaron, Amity. Friday night, fight night win. It just says number 92, but I know that it is an 18 count. I love it. It's perfect for this pattern. I was going to ditch this, but I just can't because I do adore it. And YOLO. It'll get done someday. Called for DMCs. Last year's pattern will be coming up. And so I told myself, since I still have both of these as WIPs, I will not be partaking in this year's. And then she announced on Instagram a couple days ago that it is birds in an aviary. I will be doing it. I'll be doing it. It's birds in an aviary. I'll be partaking in birds in an aviary. Like, hook, line, sinker. Hook, line, sinker, you got me. This is Midnight by the Innocent Bones. I tried one of their little kits at once upon a time. There is no picture without the pattern, so I'll just flash it really quick. And I just need to get this out and finish it. I'm just working from the kit. I am this far. It is super pretty. They sent you the flosses, the fabric, the backing fabric, the hoop to finish it in. Some just muslin for backing fabric. It is Cosmo flosses. They are a delight to work with. So yeah, and some little like star pins that you could put on there, push pins, or you could probably make them into needle minders, you know, whatever you want to do. It was a fun little kit to try out, and it would take me literally one stitching session to finish that, and I just should. Next is Stellar's J, Lindy Stitches. This was her Bird Crush Club from a couple years ago that I am still on number 1. If you want to see 2 spectacular Bird Crush Club finishes, Tara, Will-to-Woman Crafts, has them all framed and hanging in her background on her Flosstubes, and then Elizabeth from Savory Sewing has also finished all of them. I am still on number 1. When I started this last year in 2023, in December, I said, I am going to do 1 a month and I am going to get these done, because those girls were inspirational. Didn't happen. It didn't happen. 40 count, Stitch Me in cold foam for the Stellar J. And he is almost done. He's close. And I am using the called for and some Choose Your Own Adventure. So I want to work on all of them. That's why I kept them. But I would like to start another one as well. Okay. She Mad Hatter, Barbara Anna. There was a sale for this, or is a sale for this. You know, start along the She Mad Hatter sale. Where is it? Barbara Anna Designs, She Mad Hatter. Many a Stitcher have finished. Many a Stitcher, I believe. Marjorie made. Cam, maybe did you finish this? This is as far as I am. Which direction am I going? I believe, oh, I think that's the top. Yeah, because that's the caterpillar at the top. What is this fabric? I do quite enjoy it. What is it? Leo and Roxy Modeled Citizen. And I am using the called for and some Choose My Own Adventure, of course. And I have my little Labyrinth needle minder. I think that was Mad for Minders. Babe with the Power. And this is a Black Cat X Stitchery bag. Alice in Wonderland, of course. To go with She Mad Hatter. I actually matched it up that time. Unbelievable. Okay. Next is the last start on New Year's Eve of 2023. It was a work basket pattern. These are called, the work basket. I and Miriam both collect these. This is their mini samplers, all in one, 4 patterns in one. I, of course, started with the desert because I am a lover of the desert and desert environment and desert creatures. I have the fabric for all 4 of them in here. This is 46 count. I am doing the desert on XJ Designs Terra Wood. And I'm using some called for and some Choose My Own Adventure. And I would like to finish that and move on to all of the rest of them and get them hung up on my wall. This was my New Year's Day start of 2024. This is the Tatriz journal that can be found in the Tatriz Initiative Instagram / website. Tirazane Initiative. The design is by @xmazery. I am doing this on a Bergen linen 56 count antique white with Tudor silks. I am utilizing 3 colors to be representative of the Palestinian flag. And I am going to get this out and start working on it again because there is just unbelievable rhetoric surrounding Gaza right now. This is what it will be when it's done. So really I should put this to the side because I was really good at putting in a motif a day, but then I decided to switch up the colors, and so I had to take out a motif, do a motif, take out a motif, do a motif, and then it became not every day, and you know how it goes. But the residents of Gaza are in my mind, on my mind and in my heart right now. Still. Okay. Finding Warmth. Sarah from Modcrafts started a sale for this. This is a pattern by Cozy Cabin Stitching Alley, and I started along with Sarah. And when did I start this fun pattern? On January 14th of 2024. And that is where I am. Again, Mystic Fabrics Illusion. I think I've checked her website a few times, and I don't think she dyes Illusion anymore. 40 count? Question mark, question mark? I think so. And then I chose my own flosses. And I have a little bit of everything because DMC, some cottage garden threads. I like to choose my own adventures. Oddball Feather Pants. The second. This is from last year's Bird Box from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. This is Miriam's design, Miriam's design Oddball Feather Pants the third. I have encouraged her to create the rest of the family because I love it so much. I just love it so much. That is the best name for a pattern ever. It wins best pattern name ever. This is on the fabric that we received in the bird box from Jessie. Jessie dyed this, Thrive, and I got 40 count linen with the called for flosses that were all dinky dyes that came in the box. There are some gorgeous patterns. I have the bird box from this year that I will share with you in a future Flosstube. This was my birthday start, January 16th of 2024. This is a pattern by Yasmin's Made with Love, Tree of Life. This is a Polish paper folding. This is replicated or designed from a Polish paper folding craft art. I am 100% Polish, so for my birthday last year, I said I created a stitch along or start along to the CCC with Julie sale. What was it? Culture, cause. I don't remember my own sale. Culture, cause, something. And so to pick something that was meaningful, a cause that was meaningful to you, or a culture that was meaningful or held representation in your life, by a designer from that culture. So, long story short, Yasmin is Polish. It's a Polish design. This is where I'm at. My friend Jerica from Daybreak Stitcher has finished this. She only did like part, but it is gorgeous. She used some just beautiful variegated floss. This is Live and Die LA in the colorway Valor. I believe it goes that way. And it's DMC Blanc. It's just white DMC Blanc. And I love it. I might borrow the idea just to have a finish. I don't know. From Jerica. and do one strip. I don't know yet. I really like it. I don't care if it takes me forever. CCC with Julie Sal. I don't remember what the third C is. Culture Cause Care. And I got this bag from a Etsy seller who lives in Wisconsin. So that was fun to find her. Next is Some Good, Darling and Whimsy. She re-released this as a fundraiser for the Two Spirit Marathon for MMIW Two Spirit stitch along that Alicia from Resist Stitch to raise money for missing and murdered Indigenous women in Two Spirits. And this was as far as I am. I really want to get this done and make it into a project bag. Panel on a project bag. That is Cold Foam 46 count by Stitch Me. And I am using A Night Stalker's Calling and Eleonora, and I plan to do the words, I believe, in the Silks for You, and it was in a bag o' bits. And it is very wrinkly. Sorry, I should have ironed some of these, but if I would have taken all that time, I probably would not be here with you today. Next is another Long Dog sampler, because why not? This is Fish and Chips. I started this on Leap Day, February 29th of 2024, with the goal of being done by the next Leap Day, which would be in 2028. Time's a ticking. Time's a ticking. I love this fabric. Holy cow, now that I'm pulling this out again, I love it. Love it, love it. This is Blue Moon by Stitch Me, 46 count. That is a blue-footed booby. One of my favorite birds ever. They live in the Galapagos, and one day I will go see them. And I believe I am using, the white thread is Dinky Dyes Natural. Dinky Dyes in the color Natural. And it is going to be gorgeous. If only I would work on it some more. But, you know, when you have 3 or 4 long dogs and too many other projects. Okay. Oh, Garden of Zig. The Hathaway Stitchers hosted a mystery stitch along where we had to pick our own fabric and our own flosses and do our own conversion. And the challenge was to not share it or show anybody the entire time we were working on it. This is as far as I got. This is, again, Mystic Fabrics in the colorway Illusion. Please, if somebody knows her, could you ask her, could you encourage her to dye more of this? And that is where I got my flosses. Were a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Some color and cotton, Forbidden Fiber Co., XJU Designs, and a Silk for You. I obviously did not finish for the big reveal. That is okay. I will finish. And now there's a, what is it? Garden of Zag? Garden of Zag. Ink Circles has the follow-up companion pattern already. Garden of Zag. Stitch for Pride March, because I counted January and February as finishes, so even though they're all on here, I only got that far. And the reason I only got that far is then, so this is the March, it is the hot sauce bottle. I ordered different colors, or I picked different colors, so I was going to pull this out and restart it. Then I had the wise idea, which I still do have the wise idea, that I wanted to do these all separate as separate motifs to cut them out and then put back together on the front of a project bag. And then I just never got back to it because in life. I am participating in these Stitch for Pride 2025, and I was lucky enough to get the flosses when he released them, like had a second order. So I will be starting that at some point as well. Okay. We go on. Nope. This is not We Go On. This is 324. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. 324 Works by ABC. I was doing really good about pulling this out every time I worked on And a Forest Grew because many of the flosses for the greens and wherever are in And a Forest Grew. Many of the flosses in the DMC collection are in And a Forest Grew. So let's see where I am. This is as far as I am. Typically I am a top right starter because I stitch in hand and use the sewing method. So I like to go this way. I like to go right to left. And that is how far I got. I did not. This is in my Grateful Dead dancing bag. It's a dancing bag that I made. I love this one. It's just like all the colors of the rainbow. All the colors of the rainbow. I have another pattern that I just started though the other day that would be perfect in this bag, right, Jen? Jen's fiber web. I should make you one of these. 20 count stone by Fiber on a Whim. And I obviously, for this one, I am using the called for colors because you are going to use 324 colors of DMC. I have to put everything back or it will get lost. And I've been working very hard at organizing. I'm in the middle of a lot of organization projects and I'm going to try to stay that way. Okay, now we go on. Another pattern from these 20 stitches and Uncanny Kari. This is We Go On. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a We Go On too. I had to restart this, sadly. And I couldn't help it. It wasn't a matter of not liking the stitching or the fabric or whatever. I had like this whole corner done, like probably down to the dragon's head. And I had it in my cancer backpack to take with me when I go to my dad's chemo and treatment appointments. And I don't know how I did it, but I must have stuffed a drink in the bag in a hurry because he gets very anxious and we gotta go. And it stained the fabric. So on both edges. So I just cut off where the stains were because I couldn't get them out. And I was afraid that this is a Mo's Sale silk and I don't think it's color fast. So I knew there was no going back. But this is Mo's Sale silk in the colorway Scream. And this fabric is 27.5 Shades of Gray by Kaylee Tent Stitch. So I just actually did this restart a couple weeks ago. And I don't know that I'm going to take it to Dad's treatment appointments. He's only getting immunotherapy now, so it's a much shorter visit, so I don't have as much time to stitch when I'm there, and I also bring my work laptop and do work. That's dumb. Should really just stitch, but... Okay, next is Day Signs. I started this with Katie, the Peacock Stitcher, We had a sale, a start along for me. She's finished. Katie, if she's going to finish, she starts something, she's going to finish it. It was the Day Signs sale, Day Signs start along. I am doing the llama first. And I dyed this fabric. It is a, what is this? Is this a 25 count? I do not have a card. 22 count. 22 count, and I am doing a choose your own adventure for the flosses. I picked my own flosses. Katie, I will finish this. I will finish all 4 someday. Sale's still going strong. We can do. So if you'd like to join. When did we start that? April 1st of 2024. Almost a year ago. Next. Oh, Little Crow, Deadly Aquarium. I only have a picture of the frame. I haven't printed the whole thing out yet because I'm not that far. Oh, I love those seagulls. I love them. I love the seagulls. Call for flosses. Fabric is Fiber on Wind in the colorway Stream, which was perfect. And this is as far as I got. This was a shrinky dink that I freehand drew and colored in myself to try to match, to try to look like a seagull. That was a fun, and I made it into a needle minder. You could make needle minders out of shrinky dinks. Yeah. So maybe I should get a little bit more work on this month before the Little Crow bird sale starts in another month or so here. We'll see. Bird herd. Boomerang stitches, Amity, part of the half stitcher. We're upside down. I just saw somebody had a finish on Instagram and they changed this to birds are not real. And I love it. It was so good. That's so good. My son Jake says that all the time. He's like, birds aren't real. They're government spies. Which, who knows? Anyways, bird herd. OG bird herd. Aaron and Amity. I love this so much. I love all of Amity's patterns. If you have not tuned into the Hathaway Stitchers, and if you have not checked out Boomerang Stitches on Instagram and Etsy, and now she's selling paper patterns, please do yourself a favor and go. Because they are fantastic. They are funny. They will bring you so much joy. And her patterns are fantastic as well. This is as far as I've gotten. I am choosing my own adventure with the flosses. They are very similar to the called for, but I picked a little bit of everything. I love these. I was like, what am I ever going to do with these red and needle? Like, speckled flosses. There they are. There they are. I can show you. Look at his chest. There's that blue speckled. Didn't get worked out very well. Sorry, my husband is calling the dogs outside. And the bag, the beautiful bag that I'm showing the pattern that has a panel in the middle and everything. Look at that. Look at those birdies. It's from Erin, the Hathaway Stitchers. And it was a gift because they spoiled me. Next, the Blue Flower in praise of pollinators. My friend Laura, Lolly Stitches, hosted a big girl stitch along for this, and she divided it up, I believe, into like 7 or 8 sections, and then released came on and did a little vlog about each of the pollinators and had facts about them in the section that we were going to stitch, and just did a fabulous job. I did not keep up. Oh well. So here is this is as far as I got in part 1. Oh, I just love everything the blue flower does. There's so many stitches. There's so many stitches. I gotta remember. Oh, this is a Barefoot Needle Arts fabric, 40 count in the colorway Purple Rain. This is a bee bag from Kaylee Tent Stitch. It is gorgeous. And I actually did all the called for in this, mostly DMCs, and one substitution, it says. I don't know what that was, but there are 2 classic colorworks in here, but the rest are DMCs. I love this pattern. Love it, love it. I need to not work. Right? This is a sad start, but also something that when I was organizing, I'm like, I just gotta put some more time into this. Maybe today. This is Darling Dar by Miriam Marumi Designs. There's a whole story that goes with this pattern about the legend about the tree in the villages of Iran. It's a tree that grows legs and comes and kills the villages of the people that cut down the trees for no reason. I am a tree hugger. I am all about conservation and being a responsible human on the planet Earth. So I love that story. That's all I've got. This is Huntress by Bee Stitch Me, 22 count Ada, and that is, the color is Balsam Fir by Crescent Colorworks, so that was pre Classic Colorworks, right? Right? The name that came before. Next is Blooming Tiny Town. Oh boy. I have a working copy in here because I do that. I am doing these. I have all of the Tiny Towns here. Here's Blooming. Here's Blooming Tiny Town. But I have all the rest of the ones that I own so far in this bag because I am stitching this. So sorry. I am stitching this on 32 count Lugana even weave over 1. So that's little. It's a teeny tiny town using a conversion to Tudor silks. And I love it. So I would like to do all of the tiny towns that I enjoy over 1 on 32 count to have a wall o teeny tiny towns. And I believe I just kind of informally started a teeny tiny town sale. So if you would like to stitch teeny tiny towns, come on along. Next, in my Rose Apothecary bag, Boomerang Stitches, again, Amity. She has changed the name of this. If you watch their WIP parade maybe, or their last Flosstube, she's calling it the Shitty Sampler, which I love. The original name was the Schitt's Creek Sampler, but she's changing it to the Shitty Sampler to avoid any copyright controversy. I started a sale for this as soon as she released it. She sent it to me. She gifted this to me. I am spoiled. Thank you again. And the name of the sale is, I have asked you thrice now for a sale. Join anytime. Please tag me. I have seen people somebody finished it. There has been a finish. That wasn't me, because this is me. You're simply the best needle minder. I am doing this on a white 22 count using the called for colors. I really like, if I could, I am going to start a rewatch because I need to turn away from the news. a little bit more. And I'm going to start a rewatch of Schitt's Creek. It came across my screen when I was looking for something to watch, and I will stitch on this when I watch Schitt's Creek. That's what I'm going to do. That I'm going to stitch the shitty sampler when I'm watching Schitt's Creek, Amity. I'm going to do it. Next is Beautiful Biomes. This was a sale hosted by Christy from Pixel Pixie Cross Stitch. Again, I have all of the releases in my email, but this is the only parts I've printed out because that's as far as I got. I was not going to do this. I was not going to do this. I was turning away, and then it's beautiful, and it's biomes, and I couldn't resist. It's animals in nature. It's me. So I am doing this on Regency from Seraphim Fabrics. It is a 46 count. And I am using the color Lyrebird Walk from Cottage Garden Threads. And it is, I love it. I love this. It's hard to see, but you can see that there's modeling in this fabric that matches the thread. It is gorgeous. Next, my friend Fanny, who is Cross Stitch Couture on Instagram and has a Flosstube with her friend Marion, and they are the Soulful Stitchers on Flosstube, gifted me this pattern so that we could stitch it together, and I'm trying to find the cover. So sorry. This is Fractor Birds number 6 by Owl Stitching House on Etsy. I am stitching this with Fanny on a no card 46 count something 46 count something. And I did mostly I did the same. I converted to colors that were, I used some of the called for and then others that were close to the called for. Did kind of a matchy-matchy conversion to what I had in stash. I really enjoy doing that because it's just, that's part of the creativity, that utilizes the creative part of my brain. Oh, my friend Sarah from Mod Cross. This is Pansy Bloom. Mod Cross Designs. My friend Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I finished Marigold Bloom and then started Pansy right away, and that's as far as I've gotten. Look at that needle minder that I found on Mad for Minders. It's the pick. Look at that. How cool is that? This is a 22 count Luna Moth, and I am doing this 2/110 stitch. I did this 2/110 stitch, and I think it looks great. It was fun. It was different for me. That was the first time for me doing 10 stitch, and I just couldn't get the X's to lay right on this 22 count. So when we were at our Needle Minders retreat this summer, Miriam and I started talking about 10th stitch, and I said I'm going to try it, and I like it. It's working out great. Cosmo Bloom, it was her release in the fall, and that will be next after I finish Marigold. And this is my blue-footed booby Project Keeper case that I made. It was somewhat not fun. Oh, okay. Hawk Run. Birds of Hawk Run. Birds of Hawk Run, Julie. Say what? There really isn't a pattern called Birds of Hawk Run Hollow. I, however, my friend Jamie and Chris, the Pink Stitchers, and I, along with our friends Kathy and Tammy, decided that we were all going to start a hawk run in September of last year. but I could never do anything easy. I couldn't find one Hawk Run Hollow that I enjoyed, but I enjoy squares out of many of them, and those squares contain birds. So this is actually the finish of the first square, and this was from Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. Yes, Spring. It is that one. So I am going to utilize, like here I have Shores. And the one with the bird would be this one. I think that's the next one I'm going to do. Spring, summer, fall. I don't know. I don't know yet. But I think that's next. So that is my plan to continue. And this is kind of the design. One of these. And then I'll put the birds of Hawk Run Hollow. So I am doing a Hawk Run Hollow mashup. My mashup is being done with the DMCs for each square, and on 46 count something. I am unsure where all of my project cards are going, or if I just decided to be lazy and not do them halfway through the year last year. It's a 46 count. I'm not sure what. Green Bay Packer bag that I made for a Green Bay Packer pattern. I found this free pattern, alexstitches.com, or maybe I found it on Etsy. It's just the Green Bay Packer logo. Mary on Instagram, Nikki, who's in Wisconsin, Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe, and and Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, are all Packer fans. So we got together and decided to start this on the first game of the season. It's still not done. I decided it would be fun to make this sparkly and use some Petite Treasure braid. This is Fox and Rabbit Seaweed, which is perfect because I'm not doing the background. I'm not doing any fill-in. I'm just doing the logo and the words. This is not fun to work with, you guys. By the time I get like this much left, it's completely shredded. And I know I have wax. I will try it. But I think that's why I didn't get it out as much. And life. But still a fun concept. Maybe I'll finish it by the end of next season, friends. Okay. Women, Their Rights and Nothing Less, by Siren Stitchworks. Women, Their Rights and Nothing Less. It's even more important than ever right now. More important than ever. If there is a hill I will die on, it will be fighting for women's rights. I have a daughter. We are going backwards, and it's ridiculous. Anyways, this is as far as I've gotten. I really just need to finish this. My friend Jamie from the Pink Stitchers is also stitching this. Jamie, did you finish it? I cannot remember. Chris, are you also doing this one? I can't remember. I have a follow-up pattern in here. Martin Luther King. I think this was Shaded Stitchery released this as a free pattern on MLK Day this year. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So I put this in here to stitch it on the same fabric with the same floss. Oh, and my floss. My floss and my fabric. Where is my card? Okay. Oh, XJU Designs, 56 count, My Little Dove. And I am using an Oversoir 103 in 035. It's my floss. And there goes my needle. Needles everywhere. Next. This was for the Jingle Ball. I did not accomplish it. I did not finish it. This is a blue flower. Love the blue flower. Festive Forest. I signed up for her class. I did not get the kit. I just got the pattern. So I did watch her do the finishing technique for this muffin. Did we decide to call it a muffin? This is as far as I got. Mine will be smaller because I am doing this on 46 count, and I did a floss conversion. I did a complete floss conversion. I don't think I'm using, there might be a couple DMC that, yeah, there's like 5 DMC that I'm using. Otherwise, I converted everything else. So maybe by the next Jingle Ball. I'll have it done by this next Jingle Ball. We're getting towards the end of 2024. Put a bird on it. If you like it, then you should have put a bird on it. How could I pass up a sale called Put a Bird on It? This is being hosted by EJ and Shelia from the Sunshine Stitchers. EJ has divided this pattern, Put a Bird on It, by Modern Folk Embroidery into 12 parts. So the goal being to finish a section a month. People are kind of skipping around because there's a lot of people, like me included, that just want to finish whole motifs. So it just works out better to keep stitching the whole motif, I guess. Especially if you're using like a variegated thread. I get that. So I am doing this on a 40 count linen called the Beach, but the fabric dyer is not on here. I got this at Beautiful Sip and Stitchery in Roscoe, Illinois, when the needle minders and I gathered last summer. Sorry about my thread. These are the colors I chose. They're kind of terracottas and teals, my favorite, and then added that yellow in. So I definitely have December, January, and I need to finish February, and I feel like I'll be kind of on track. So I'm actually keeping up with this one. It is very fun. I went to one of the like kickoff Zoom, and got to meet a lot of wonderful stitchers and see their color selections and fabric selections, and that was a really good time. Rosella Rest. This is a pattern that Nithya and I picked up at Bestitch Me. Yes, at Bestitch Me. And then kitted up with Cosmo flosses at Beautiful Sip and Stitchery last summer. There are a few other people. Katie, the Peacock Stitcher, I believe. Yes. Katie, are you already done with this? You probably are. Katie's probably done already. But Nithya and I started it at, well, I started it on 12/19. I think Nithya started it close to the same. Here is my progress. What is my fabric? My fabric is Atomic Ranch Vapors 46 count, and we did a complete floss conversion to Cosmo flosses for this one. And I love Cosmo flosses. I think they're a delight to work with. I think their color saturation is beautiful. Yeah, I like them. I like it a lot. Next is We Belong. I also started this with Nithya. Nithya has finished it, Daybreak Stitchery, so please go check out her. I think she showed it on our last Flosstube, maybe. This is by Heartstring Samplery. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten we belong to one another. Perfect sentiment in these trying times. I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. 46 count Atomic Ranch Vapors. I really like Atomic Ranch Vapors too. That's another one of my favorites right now. And the floss is this Valdani in Black Night. So it's got some purples and blues in it. And then I am going to stitch the owl in this Be Stitch Me Silk Deep Sea. So the owl is going to stand out in blue. So close. I've actually worked on this a little bit lately because it was calling to me. One more 2024. And that is also a pattern that I started with. Nithya, were you already done when I started this? Or did we start this one together as well? I think we started this one together as well, but I think she is done. She's also, she finishes things. Her and Katie should have a contest. This is Always Hope. Yes, Always Hope by Silver Creek Samplers. Always find a reason to hope. Also apropos to the times. I am doing this on just a lavender piece of fabric. It's 32 count Lugana over 1. Here's one of my finishes from last year that I made 4 of these. So that I had 4 the counter does 4 finishes. Those are needle minder minders. Needle minder minders. That is where I am at. And 2 colors are Tudor Silk in mid green and iris. So kind of a tone on tone with the purple and then that bright pop of green. Okay, and that is 2024. So my new start so far this year. My New Year's new start on New Year's Day to stitch along with my friend Jamie, who started this around her birthday or for her birthday in September. Sorry, Jamie, a little late to the game, wasn't I? That's okay. It's a big one. Heartstring Samplery, His Eyes on the Sparrow. Special meaning to her and to me. And when I started this on New Year's Day, I think that's all I worked on for like a week. I could not put it down. I could not put it down. I have had this kitted up for a while, for maybe a couple years even. I'm not sure. But I got the Victoria Clayton HDF silk conversion. They're so nice. And I am stitching this on a Lakeside linen in the colorway Bisque, 46 count. And I like I said, I couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down. And I am so happy. I was worried about this fabric. I didn't know if it was going to be a little too light or blend in with some of those colors, but I love it. I love the way it looks. These motifs are so fun. The birds are so fun. The colors are so good. Yeah, I am enjoying this. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just work on that all year. That's what I should do. Maybe. Next is Funky Peacock, Marumi Designs. I was inspired by Michelle Bendy Stitchy to do a floss end. Floss end? Is that... I feel like I'm calling that something different every time I say it. And so when you finish a floss on a project and you have like this much left and you like it's not enough really to do anything, like finish a length of thread. So sorry, my son made it back to college. End of your floss end project. That's what we're gonna call it. So these are tail end. So these are all tail ends. And I think that her magical carpet menagerie creatures lend themselves perfectly to a tail end project. So thank you, Miriam. And this has been fun. So I kind of have been collecting my tail ends in this little basket over here. I have some tail ends in there. And then I'll pull this out and put a bunch in. all at one time. Next on 1/7, I started, Miriam and I started a sale called Spot Your Number Sale. So you can do this in any way that suits you. Pick a number that's meaningful for you, which is, for me, is 50 because I'm turning 50 this year. So I am going to pick 50 motifs from patterns that I may not ever end up stitching the entire pattern, or just patterns or just motifs that strike my fancy, maybe from patterns that I may stitch the whole thing, and put them together on a sampler. So spot your number sale. So my spots will be, I'll have 50 of them. And here I have 4. I have 4 so far. I have to do 50. That's okay. So I started with this big one in the center, and I have a list that I'll go over in my next Flosstube. And then I did the bird, because of course, and then I did a black one-eyed cat to match my one-eyed Jack, who is 15 years old. And then I did a black lab for my Lucy. And that's what I have so far. So I don't have a pattern to show you because it's all different patterns and all different motifs. And there will be 50 of them by the time I am done. Hopefully this year. Next, my friend Jamie and I, and our friend Mary, who also lives in Wisconsin, had to start another long dog. The 7th Wave. We have a group. The Blue Wave Rebellion, we call ourselves. I am stitching this on, oh boy. Please tell me I wrote a card out. I did not, because I don't think it's on here. Oh, it's a fantastic piece of blue fabric, and I don't know who it is or where I got it from. And I am using this Fiberlicious hand-dyed silk in the colorway Caribbean Sea. And that is as far as I've got. I have only worked on that for 1 day, which is not typically, if I start something, I like to work on it for 2 or 3 days to get a more substantial start, but not this year. I'll come back to it. Just the other day, oh, I started that on February 2nd. Just the other day, on February 11th, I was influenced by, oh, I totally missed this. This was also a 2024 start. Oops, let's go back for a minute. Let's go back to 2024 for a minute. Oh, can we? I have never done a mill hill. So I decided, I had picked this up at Welcome Stitchery the last time, or one of the last times that Jamie, Chris, and I were there. This is Owlette. It's so cute. I think that, yeah, I think Justine had this in a bargain bin at Welcome Stitchery. So I thought, hey, it's a bargain. I'll try it. I'll try my first mill hill. This is as far as I've gotten. It is different to stitch on perforated paper. This is my first time, but I like to try things at least once. Sorry, the hanging thread there. So that's how I'll let. Of course, mill hills come with the beads and the thread and all the stuff. So I don't know how that got out of order. Oh. So just the other day, I was influenced by my friend Jen from Jen's Fiber Web. When we were on a Zoom call, she showed that she was working on this, and I said, where did you get that? Where did you get that? So she sent me the link to the Etsy shop. This is a pattern by, oh, I have 2 of them because I bought 2 from the shop. This is a pattern by Cross Stitched and Painless Crafts on Etsy. It is the Grateful Dead Dancing Bears. I am a huge Deadhead. It says community is resistance. I believe that is absolutely true. We are a community, and we need to just stand by each other and bring each other joy right now as much as we can. And then I also got, it's the caterpillar from, oh, what's the book? Hungry, hungry caterpillar. And it says eat the rich. I have not been able to put this down all week. Well, I mean, when I've had stitchy time this week, this is what I've been working on. So I am close to, I have one more bear in the letters and the black fill in, and I will be done with Community is Resistance. So thanks, Jen. Thank you. I start that the 11th, so that was Monday? Monday I started it, I think. Called for DMC. I think I had to substitute. I'm off. The light blue was like one number down because I didn't have the light blue on. I didn't feel like digging for it anywhere. And last but not least at all, I saved this. I was going to finish this, but I saved it as a WIP so that I could show it in my WIP parade. My friends, my family, Nithya, Sarah, and Miriam, spoiled me rotten for my 50th birthday. Like, I do not feel worthy or deserving of this, but they sent me some gifts, and one of the gifts was, sorry, they marked it up, Foul Mood by Ink Circles, birds. They passed it around and stitched and left one bird for me to finish. So by the next Flosstube, my next Flosstube in a few weeks, this will be a finish. And I'm trying not to cry. I so incredibly blessed, and I thank them so very much for being the people that they are in my life. I have met so many fantastic friends and people that I call family now through this community. And I am grateful every single day for each and every one of you. And all I'm going to end with, because that was it, that was the last one, is to remind everybody to be kind to yourself right now. Be kind to others. Support each other. Stay in touch. Lean on this community. There's so many wonderful people in this community. I'm here. I'm always here if you need me. Give me a shout. Stay safe. Be kind. I love you. Peace.